These are the 41 things I believe in most. And before I read out this framework, it doesn't matter if you are a Muslim, a Christian, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, weak or strong. I think if any man lives true to these tenets, they're going to have a fantastic relationship with life. And also they're going to be a good force and good influence for people around them. And I think that all in all, they're going to enjoy their experience, their human experience, and the people close to them will also enjoy their presence. So that's what this is about. These are the 41 things I believe. I believe that men have the divine imperative to become as capable, powerful, and competent as possible in this life. I reserve my human right to hold my own beliefs and practice them as I see fit and allow other people the same right to believe and act as they wish. I prefer loving, rewarding, consensual relationships with beautiful, positive, and virtuous women. I believe men and women are different, and that each has their own unique and important strengths and abilities. I believe men have the sacred duty to protect and provide for the important people in their lives. I believe men have the sacred duty to protect the innocence and sanctity of their children and reserve the right and responsibility to raise their children as they see best to ensure their long-term happiness and success. I believe that men have the sacred duty to raise strong, capable, and honorable sons. I believe that men have the sacred duty to raise kind, feminine, and virtuous daughters. I utterly disapprove of violence within romantic or familiar relationships. I support good and honest governments and will obey their laws. I prefer to only conduct business dealings with trusted and vetted brothers. I believe that a man has the sacred duty to hold true to his word and do exactly what he says he will do. I believe that a man's life is difficult and that he has the sacred duty to become strong to handle such difficulty. I believe men are personally responsible for their actions and for the results they achieve in their lives. I believe in emotional control and the vital need to become disciplined and professional in all things. I believe that men have the sacred duty to approach everything in life from a position of strength. I believe that all men have the sacred duty to become men of upright and virtuous character and live above all possible reproach. I believe it is incumbent upon me to ruthlessly identify my own weaknesses and limitations, and I eagerly work to overcome them and become more capable in all realms. I seek to improve my personal freedom to think, act, and live true to my masculine imperative in all ways. I believe each man has a sacred duty to mold the physical body into the strongest, most resilient, and most capable version of itself. I believe that men have the sacred duty to rigorously train themselves, both physically and mentally, every day. I believe that I have the sacred duty to only eat the highest quality foods possible. I reserve the right to protect the sanctity of my bloodstream and make my own decisions about medical care and procedures. I affirm the importance of endlessly improving my mental faculties through diligent work, study, and practice. I believe in acquiring wealth and abundance in order to improve my life and do good for those I care about. I believe in the merits of healthy competition and constantly encourage all men to seek out competition to improve themselves. I believe that masculine brotherhood is essential to men's mental health, happiness, and success, and I relentlessly encourage men to meet together, train together, and work together. I maintain the trust of my brothers through reverent silence regarding our most sacred and shared experiences. I believe in honoring my ancestors and living in a way that would make most of them proud of me today. I reserve the right to administer difficult rites of passage for our young men to allow them to earn the rank of manhood. I affirm the importance and need for travel and adventure as men. I seek to help men overcome poor mental health through embracing hard work, physical improvements, and shared masculine brotherhood. I reserve the right to make the best choices I can at the time to protect myself and respect my mental health. I do good in the world and seek to help those less fortunate. I believe all men have the responsibility to lead and guide those they care about for greater health, prosperity, and happiness. I choose to only interact with those who are respectful and civil to me in return for my own respectfulness and civility. I reserve the freedom to speak and refer to others as I believe is best and most truthful. I reserve the right to choose my company and include only those whom I believe are best for my health, happiness, and success. I believe I have an imperative to only spend my time in a way that I determine is beneficial, uplifting, and empowering to myself and others. I choose to only allow myself to be influenced by those who I believe have my best interests in mind. And the final one. Each day, I dedicate myself anew to create the greatest possible positive impact on the world and do the work necessary to achieve a greater masculine excellence across all realms of human endeavor.
The last 6,500 years reads like this: opportunity mixed with difficulty. We've got a chance to grow like never before, but I'm telling you, there's going to be many enemies that's going to try to prevent us. Whatever threatens you, I'm asking you to threaten it back. Somebody wants to destroy your chances for a good future, walk away if you have to, walk away.
I had to leave my family. My family wasn't supporting them. I got to cut my family loose. It's okay. Oh, they all love me now. Everybody get a check every month. So you'll know when it's time to walk away from people. And some people you need to walk away from.
The bigger your life gets, everything comes up at the same pace. The more people believe in you or like you, the more people hate you. The only way to avoid it is to stay down. If you lay dead, even the animals won't bite you. And you have to decide, are you so concerned about being bitten, or is there something pumping down inside of you that says, bite me or not, I'm getting up?
Now, some of our enemies are on the outside. But here's the most important thing to understand. Some of our enemies are on the inside.
There's an old African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
Let me give you a quick list. Indifference. You got to do battle with your own indifference. Especially if you've accomplished something, extraordinary. Now, somebody says, I got to relax. Here's the key. Not too long. Indecision. Don't let much time go by without making some decisions. The ones that you can make quickly, make them quickly. The ones that take time, take your time. The next one is doubt. I'm asking you to have some faith, have some courage, believe, drive your doubts into a small corner. Don't doubt the future. Don't doubt the possibilities. And here's the most important one of all. Don't doubt yourself.
See, it's time now. If you want to make this your decade, you've got to start saying yes to your life, yes to your potential. Why not? Why not me?
Take sword to your enemies. Whatever's going to destroy those values, take sword to it. If it's worry, take sword to it. I'm asking you, take sword to your enemies, whether they're on the outside or whether they're on the inside. Do battle with whatever's out there to do battle with you.
There's a battle taking place on the inside of each one of us. It's a battle between the flesh and the spirit. You don't have to be disciplined. You just do whatever you feel. If you don't feel like having a good attitude, go through the day sour. The scripture says, those who live by the dictates of the flesh. Many people follow the dictates of the flesh. Like a good soldier, yes sir, right away. The problem is, if you keep giving in to the flesh, that verse goes on to say, you will die. Your relationships won't flourish. Your gifts won't come out like they should. You're letting the flesh win the war. There's another option, that is to walk in the Spirit. What's limiting some people is not that they're not talented. It's that they keep sowing to the flesh. Next time you're tempted to be jealous, tell your flesh, no, I'm not going there. I'm going to be happy for them. Next time those friends call that are pulling you down, tell them, sorry, something has come up. I can't hang out tonight. You have to take charge of your life. The flesh is not leading you anywhere productive. I don't want to depress you, but this is a battle that will never go away. You don't overcome it one time and it's defeated. It will come back again.
Sometimes I have to pull myself out of bed and say, come on, Les. Things I shouldn't do, I do. I found that the biggest enemy you have to deal with is yourself.
Are you winning the war within? Making decisions that honor God? Or are you letting the flesh win? Doing whatever you feel? Start sowing to the Spirit. Start taking the high road, doing the right thing when it's hard. That's when God can trust you with more. It's very shallow to live by how you feel. That's going to keep you from the greatness God put in you. Being disciplined is not easy. Not giving in to the temptation, getting up early to excel at work, that's difficult. Your flesh wants the easy way out. If you'll do the hard thing now, later on, you'll see blessings and favor that you've never seen. But the flesh always wants instant gratification. If I buy this item I can't afford, if I sleep in and skip work, I'll feel good right now. But it's important to think about later on. Now, I'm not saying we have to be perfect, but we should be growing. Take the flesh off the throne. If we'd start walking by the Spirit, being willing to be uncomfortable, waiting with a good attitude, that's when you're growing. Now, I know there are a lot of battles on the outside, but my question today is, are you winning the war within? Put off the pride. Put off the bitterness. Put off the compromise. But Joel, I'm trying, but I can't control my temper. I can't keep my eyes on the right things. No, quit telling yourself that. Whatever you feed is going to grow. Every time you're offended, you're impatient, you say things you shouldn't, you're feeding the negative. If you'll start starving the bitterness, starving the jealousy, it will get weaker and weaker. God may not totally remove it. This is when discipline steps in. Don't use the excuse, I've tried, nothing has changed. You have the power to overcome. Here's what I've learned. Anything you defeat quickly is not your real enemy. Your real enemy doesn't go away overnight. Some temptations, some desires may not go away. If God doesn't remove it, that means the grace is there to stand strong and deal with it. Ask Him to help you. Ask for His strength. Say, God, I can't do this on my own. God will step in and help you conquer what's holding you back. Don't let Him keep you from your greatness. The force in you is greater than any force that's trying to stop you. Your destiny is too great. Your assignment too important to let the same issues keep you from seeing the new man. I wonder how much higher we would go if we'd start saying no to the things that are holding us back. Put the old man down and put on the new you, the free you, the happy you, the victorious you. Don't let the flesh dictate your life. Let the Spirit rule. You can win the war within. Whatever you know is holding you back, this is the time to make a change.
You got to redefine yourself. What has to change about you? What is it about you right now that you've got to leave this behind? Looking at where you want to go, what is it that you must do differently? Unless you change the way you're thinking, unless you change your behavior, you're going to continue to produce the results in your life. See, all of us are winners, but some of us are producing results that we don't want. We have the power to change our personal history, changing the direction of our lives, changing our thoughts. So you're the director, you're the producer, you're writing the script, you're the star of your life.
Listen, folks, success is hard. It's really hard. There are nothing but difficulties in achieving your goal. We just need to get that part straight.
It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. It was very difficult to pick myself up each day believing that I could do it. There were times that I doubted myself.
But I got news for you. Having lived in a car for 3 years, being not successful is hard too. Now here's the difference between the two hards. When you are not successful, there are no options. You can't decide where you're going to dinner. You can't decide if you're going on vacation. You can't decide what you're going to eat. On the road to success, it's hard, but it creates options for you.
Many of you know that God will make things uncomfortable to get you out of your comfort zone, to put you in a place of purpose and destiny where you can stretch your gifts that you didn't even know you had, to rise to the height of your calling and soar above your adversities and fly like the eagle you were created to be.
And here's what I want to say to you. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream.
God has an incredible life for you. But you got to be willing to go through something to get to it. Success ain't free. They ain't passing out money, man. That ain't how this works. You got to go get it. But in order to go get it, you got to want something. You got to have stuff you dream about. Being successful is not an accident. You know what I can't stand when I hear Christians say, if it was the Lord's will, I would have had some money by now. No, you can't dump that on God. You can believe in God all you want, but if you don't work, man, it ain't gonna happen. He said faith without works is dead. I'm just asking you, man, to try something new. Now, you might not want this life. You might not want what it takes to get here. But if you want this life, you got to put in your work.